Okay, there we go. So again, you start with the lamats.net website. You'll click on the Municipal Debt Recovery login link. This will then route you to the portal automatically, and then you need to log in with your email and password. Well, you're probably saying, well, Ken, what email and password are you talking about? Well, good question. It is something that you will initially need to create, but you only need to do that one time only. So with that said, I'm going to start by showing you how to create your user account and start from that aspect. So write this URL down. You will need to know this for your initial creation of your user account. But once you create your account, you will no longer need to go directly to this website ever again. You just need to do this one time only. So write this link down. It's www.mygovernmentonline.org. That will then take you to the website you'll see on the screen now. And then go ahead and click on the link that will say permits and licensing. And then in the far right corner, there's a link that says new account. You'll click on that link. And then you'll see a form that allows you to now create your login account for the portal. So you'll go ahead and pop in your email address. You will confirm the same email address. Then you will choose a desired password. It can be anything you want. It can be letters and numbers, a combination of both. There are no minimum requirements. Simply choose the password and then confirm the password. And then type your account information, your first name, your last name, and then this field actually says business name, but in here you want to actually type in the name of your municipality that you work with. For example, City of Baker, just like that. And then the next thing you want to provide is your main phone number, or the phone number where you can be reached at the municipality. Just type that phone number in. And then the very last items, it asks that you provide a challenge question. These are used in the event in the future you should forget your password information for your login. So very common one is, what is your mother's maiden name? So you want to just simply type in, and now it can be any question you want. It could be, what is your dog's name? Anything like that. What is my oldest son's name? Whatever you have as the question, you then want to provide a one-word answer to that question. So in this case, in my case, this would be Jackson. And then you'll click create account, and that's it. You will receive a phone call, an automated phone call to the telephone number that you've provided. And all that is going to do is simply validate that is a valid phone number. So when you receive the phone call, you'll answer that line, and then it will simply say, it's an automated phone call, and it will say, please confirm if you created an account at mygovernmentonline.org. To confirm, press the number 1, and then you'll just press number 1 when it says to do so. And that's it. Once you complete that task, your account is created, and you're ready to begin submitting your municipal debt recovery cases. And that's it. So that part is very simple. Once you complete that, you really won't ever need to go directly to this website ever again. And at that point, anytime you're ready to submit a debt, you simply go back to the lamats.net website day after day after day as you have debts that need to be submitted. And when you click the Municipal Debt Recovery Login, it will immediately prompt you to log in with that user account you created and the corresponding password that you provided when you signed up. And then you'll click Login. When you click Login, it will immediately set all of the parameters to the state being Louisiana, the jurisdiction being LaMax. The only item you will physically need to select is this item we call the project type, and you can't mess it up. It's only one item in the list. Select Municipal Debt Recovery, and then you'll click Next. You will always get started on a new application. None of these would be valid for what we call this link as adding a permit to an existing project. This is not permitting or anything like that. So you're going to always get started on a new application or case if you'd like. And then you'll click Next and then select an application type. The application type will include two options. Is it a municipal debt recovery case for court fines or other types of fines? Or is it a municipal debt recovery case regarding an outstanding utility bill? So those are the two options to select from. We'll use the utility bill option in this example. So let's just say someone owes a utility bill. We'll go ahead and select that option, and then you'll click Next. All right. The very first thing that the application wants you to provide is your personal information. Now, we still haven't completed this part, but I promise it is on the way. This applicant's contact information will auto-fill with your login account data. So eventually you will not need to physically type this in. In fact, we probably will have this completed within the next 2 weeks. So it is coming sooner than later. But for now, if you would, just type in again your first and last name. Go ahead and type in the municipality again. I'm just using City of Baker just as an example, but you would type in your municipality, of course. Go ahead and type in the city mailing address as well. Zip code, etc. And very important, also enter your email address. Now, like I said, in the very near future, all of this information will auto-populate, so you will not have to necessarily type that information in. And then, of course, go ahead and provide appropriate phone numbers, definitely the work number where you can be contacted at the municipality is probably the most important of those phone numbers. And then click Next. Now you're ready to enter the person that owes the debt. The first criteria is the person that owes the debt with the actual service address, meaning the address where he was receiving the actual service. So you would just simply type that in, first name, and then a last name. Go ahead and type in the service address, the city, state and zip. Now, you may not have his email address or a cell phone number, but if you do, go ahead and provide those criteria. Just provide whatever it is that you have. If you know his work phone number, great, wonderful. He probably still works there, and Alpat would love to have that, I'm sure. So just provide the criteria for which you have for the service address. Now the next contact, it's still the same person, the person that owes the debt, but the second criteria would like you to provide the last known mailing address. So that could have been different than the actual service address. So if you know what that is, you actually would just go ahead and type that different address where his last known mailing address was at. Maybe it was a P.O. box. Doesn't really matter. Just whatever that is, you can go ahead and pop that in. You know, maybe he was actually receiving that mail way out here in Homa or something like that. Now, if you do not have a last known mailing address, you can leave all of this blank. It is not required because maybe the last known mailing address is the same as the service address, so there's no need to actually fill out this additional information. But certainly if you have one, if you have a last known mailing address, please provide that information. And then you'll click next. All right? And these forms are extremely simple to fill out. The next thing is simply some questions about the debt itself. So describe the nature of the debts requested for recovery. And let's just say it's a water bill. Select the jurisdiction submitting the request. This is when you want to select your jurisdiction. This is very important because we are going to be tracking and having reports that are going to ALPAT it's going to be convenient to separate by jurisdiction. So go ahead and just select the appropriate jurisdiction you're with. The debtor's social security number. You may or may not know that. That question is not required. Notice it doesn't have the red asterisk on it. So you can skip this if you simply do not have that information. But once again, if you do have that information, absolutely, if you would, please provide that. Type of service, I know we've kind of denoted it up here and described the nature of debts. But again, this was asked for in our previous meeting. The option to select multiple types of debts if it was all combined on a single utility bill, meaning they were receiving that bill as a combined bill. Please note that you do not want to do this if the bills were being submitted as separate bills. You would want to create one submittal for municipal debt recovery, one case for the water bill, and then once that one's submitted, you would start all over and then submit a separate one for the gas bill. But again, if they were receiving that bill as one single bill and it was billing them for water and gas services on that one bill, then you can put those together because the total amount due or the outstanding balance is from one account. Disconnection of services date. So this is simply the date that their services were disconnected. So let's just say that was way back in May and it was turned off on May 10th. Date of last payment. This is the date that the last payment was received. So if they were disconnected in May, you know, probably the last payment was received probably sometime in April or maybe even March, something like that. Just provide that date. Outstanding account number of outstanding bill. So the actual account number associated to that bill, just type that in. The amount of the last payment. So the last payment that they actually did make, go ahead and type in that amount. Let's just say it was $72. The date of first delinquency. So this is the date when they became delinquent. So let's just say if their last payment was on March 15th, but maybe they were already delinquent, you know, as of March 2nd. Just go ahead and provide the date of first delinquency. Driver's license number. This again is one of those not required questions. It does not have the red asterisk, so you can skip this if you do not have this data. But if you do, go ahead and please provide that and type it in. Is their driver's license suspended? You may or may not know that, so this question also can be skipped, or you can simply just say no. But if it is suspended, you could say yes. Additional remarks. This is something that was asked for by one of the clerks as well. So any other additional remarks you want to provide For example, you may want to provide another contact phone number where they may be able to reach this person. So you could type in here, very simple, the debtor may also be reached at 985-688-0111. I believe this is where he is currently living. You know, just any other privy information like that, you can provide that in the additional remarks. That field will expand and grow based on the amount of text you need to provide. And then the very last question is just an acknowledgement agreement for municipal debt recovery program services. And it's basically just you acknowledging that, you know, the agreement you guys have with LaMatt, you authorize them to take the necessary steps pursuant to the agreement that you guys have with them executed. And that it may also incur a fee of some sort. So you'll go ahead and just click this checkbox to acknowledge that. That is required. You can't submit a case unless you acknowledge that.
Okay, so the
And then you'll click next. Preferably, you could go ahead and upload any files and documentation you have to support that this, you know, this is an outstanding debt. So maybe you have a bill or an invoice that you've mailed or anything like that that shows that this is outstanding. This is very simple. Just go ahead and have a copy of that document saved on your computer, anywhere on your computer where you can locate it, like your My Documents or your desktop. It doesn't really matter. And then click Upload Files. It will then present to you the files located on your computer. For example, I just went to my desktop files, and then let's just pretend this was a copy of the bill I need to upload for this case. You would then just select that file and click Open, and then it will upload. And once the upload is completed, it will let you know that it's uploaded. There you have it. And then you'll click Next, and that's it, guys. Once you arrive at the very last step for review, if you don't need to review what you've filled out here, you can go ahead and simply click Submit. And that will literally immediately submit the case directly to LaMatt. If you want to review it, click this button that says Save, and then it will tell you that the application has been created, and it also provides a temporary application number. You don't need to write this down or anything like that. It's just an internal tracking number. But again, the system is going to report this over as soon as you submit it. But you can now review this application if you wish. So if you click Review Application, all of the details that you've provided can be reviewed. So this is everything that we provided. You can update any of this information if you needed to, but all of the details are here. If you needed to update something, maybe the amount of last payment was, not 72, and you made an accident in the amount, you can actually change that amount and then simply click Save, and that will then update the application and then allow you to review it again or go ahead and submit the application. Let's review it again. Now, once you review it again, if everything is now all good to go and you're ready to submit the application to LaMatt, at the very top left of the screen, there is a link that says Submit. You'll just go ahead and click that Submit button, and that's it. You're done. It's that easy. So the application has been received by LaMatt. They receive it immediately. There's no waiting around. That's how fast and how convenient this is now going to be for you clerks at the respective cities and towns. There's no more emailing around or trying to determine which debts have been submitted. all of this is going to be tracked very conveniently. You don't have to send things via regular mail. Just use this portal. Once you submit it over, they have full access to those details. All right. So that is the process for you guys to submit the debt using the portal. I know it's not a whole lot to really continue to go over, but that really is the process wholeheartedly. I mean, that's it. At this time, if you have any questions, please feel free to jump in and ask any questions that you may have, and provide any feedback of what you have seen today.
Okay, all right, that's something I need to talk to you about. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.